FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Think of finance as a road transport system which gets resources from where there are too many to where there are too few. Takes money from where the returns are too low to where the returns are high. That's how finance is supposed to work. Now think of this road transport system and everybody is well regulated. You know, there are cars, there are police checks, there are speed cameras, there are speed bumps, etc. But finance has changed. What's happened now is instead of cars, you have big trucks, big banks, too big to fail. These big trucks are not just big, but they carry toxic products, dangerous products. They have derivatives. They have leverage, which are extremely dangerous. If a truck crashes, it has negative consequences on everybody else. Think these trucks are now driven by drunken drivers. These are young people, fresh out of college, you know, doing the right thing. They don't mean bad, but if you can earn $1 million doing what they do, you know, why wouldn't you? Any of us would. So these big, large trucks being driven by drunken drivers, the police that used to patrol the road, they've been fired because the regulators didn't get enough resources, and when they tried to, Congress said, no, we are not going to give you this power. The speed cameras have been spray painted over. It used to be that regulators were able to see what was happening in finance, but the combination of having off-balance sheet vehicles located in tax havens, trading derivative products that are not registered anywhere, meant there was Russian doll secrecy, secrecy within secrecy within secrecy. So even if you wanted to, you couldn't find out what was going on. Add to that the fact that the traffic lights and the speed bumps and the road barriers that were in place, so-called regulations, you know, capital controls, etc., all of those were steadily dismantled. And you're actually looking at a very dangerous system where there are these crazy people racing each other, competing with each other, driving massive trucks which have full of fuel, drunken, and add to that San Francisco fog. Nobody can really see what anybody else is doing. What makes sense? So, under these circumstances, it makes sense for people like you and I who still drive cars, or as in the case of us Europeans, walk, to not walk, to stay at home, and this again leads to the collective disaster of a recession where nobody is ready to spend, nobody is ready to risk their money. But this is the kind of financial system we have ended up with. And when the traffic pileup begins, when the first truck crashes, and another truck, which is what has been happening with the collapse of, near collapse of Bear Stearns and the Lehman Brothers and AIG, etc., it's just complete disaster.